I feel like Orafio could be the new Bianco Legero. And I know that that's a big claim and that's some big words. But when I first brewed this capsule, hey guys, what's up? Mila Clark Buckley, the Hangry Woman here, and today we are going to talk about Nespresso's Orafio pod. Before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you like coffee content or you love sugar-free, low sugar, low carb recipes, this recipe today is not that. I mean, it's low carb, but you'll see. Anyway, if you like content like that, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I always love meeting new people who love coffee and who love food, and we do a lot around here on this channel. It is called The Hangry Woman, after all. And with that, let's jump in and get to our little talk about Orafio. In this video today, I'm going to walk you through how I made my Orafio pod. It is a super delicious recipe and it just turned out really pretty. It's very nice and decadent. Still something that you can do in the morning, hot or iced, but I just loved the way it turned out. And I wanted to talk more about this pod because I feel like Orafio could be the new Bianco Legero. And I know that that's a big claim and that's some big words. But when I first brewed this capsule, I didn't know what to expect. I thought, okay, it has warm cereal notes, very little bitterness. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what happens. It's an intensity of 6, so it's not a very bold roasted coffee. It's kind of right in the middle of the road, and it could do either or. You could drink this straight up as an espresso regularly, or you could do this as a nice latte or cappuccino. And so I was just thinking, how would I use this with milk? What kind of thing could I do with this? And it being fall, I'm decked out in my fall attire, and it also, being pumpkin season, I decided that I wanted to do a pumpkin spice latte with cookie butter. And the reason I chose those flavors are because of the Orafio pod. Let me tell you a little bit about Orafio from Nespresso. So Nespresso says Orafio is an intensity of 6. This is clearly a Vertuo capsule, and it says caramel and roasted. Orafio glows in your cup with its warm cereal and roasted notes, a blend of Latin American Arabicas with a touch of Ugandan Robusta. This coffee has a light body, low bitterness, and graces your palate with just a hint of acidity. This one is pure gold, which I think is kind of why the pod is golden. I also thought this pod was really interesting in terms of the fact that a lot of Nespresso pods are highly decorated in some way, and Orafio is just this nice golden color. I thought that was really pretty, and it's an espresso. I want to read you Bianco Legero's description because I think that it's also very interesting. So Bianco Legero says, sweet biscuit. Why we love it, you can really cocoon with Bianco Legero because it was designed for the sweet harmony of coffee with milk. A carefully selected blend of Kenyan and Indonesian Arabicas gets a very light roast, so when you add milk, it reveals those delicious caramel and sweet biscuit notes. Caramel notes in the both of these. So I thought that was really interesting, and when I tasted it, when you look at the differences in how they brew, Orafio itself doesn't have that creamy look to it that Bianco Legero tends to. So I thought, even though this says that it's a low bitterness coffee, it's going to be a little bit bolder than Bianco Legero, and it is, but it still has those biscuity and caramel notes, and especially when paired with milk, it's out of this world. So Bianco Legero is my favorite coffee from Nespresso. I have probably 5 sleeves at all times so that I never run out ever again, because if you remember during the great Bianco Legero outage of, I think it was 2020, we didn't have Bianco Legero for a while. You couldn't order it, and it finally came back, so I was I'm never running out of this coffee ever again. But Orafio is a good contender. I think if you like Bianco Legero, you are going to be a huge fan of Orafio. I think it's even bolder than Bianco Legero. Taste-wise, from the coffee, it just has like a heavier coffee flavor than Bianco Legero does, I think. So if you like a stronger caramel, cereal, biscuity coffee, you're going to love Orafio. Like, this is a good one. When you look at the difference between Bianco Legero and Orafio, one is caramel and biscuit, one is caramel and cereal. And so I think that they have similar roastiness, similar flavor. One, you know, is a little bit more biscuity. So I think Bianco Legero is a little more buttery than Orafio, but Orafio is a great contender. And I think if you like Bianco Legero, you are going to be a fan of Orafio. This is a great pod and I really enjoyed making it. So we're gonna talk about how I made my Orafio coffee. I wanted to give you guys a look also. So this is what Orafio looks like coming out of the Vertuo. I have the Vertuo next. And so you can see it has a nice crema on top. What I've learned about crema is that that just tells you about the freshness of your coffee, not really much more. And so you can fold that back in, but the crema is literally just coffee. It's the CO2 hitting your coffee as it kind of like spins around in there. So that's what it looks like coming out. You can see it's pretty dark looking. And then the way that I paired it, so this recipe, y'all, simply amazing. So I have some cookie butter in here along with some amaretti crema de pumpkin syrup, and then also oat milk. As most of you know, got the sad news that I'm lactose intolerant. So oat milk is my milk of choice. And then I kind of just mix these up in here, and I'll put the full recipe down below. So I mix those up in here, and then I take my Orafio and I add it straight in. And then that's the coffee right there. So as I did this, I just, you know, I put it up on screen so that you could see it. But what I love about this coffee is that it works extremely well with milk. This drink in particular, you could do hot or iced. I did an iced version. I loved it just as much. The cookie butter gives that amaretti syrup some like warm ginger notes, so that clove is dialed down a little bit. And then paired with Orafio and getting that like caramelly cereal flavor, it's unbeatable. It's so good. So I'm gonna taste this out. And I love it. What I love about Orafio is that it gets that stronger, bolder coffee flavor. So like I said, if you like Bianco Legero for the softness, the biscuity butteriness, this is a dialed up version, I think, of Bianco Legero. So this is how I enjoyed it. I really, really liked it and hope that you guys do too. That's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed watching me put together my little coffee creation and hearing about Orafio, let me know. If you've tried Orafio, I'm curious about your thoughts about it. Do you think it could be unseating Bianco Legero as a favorite? Do you think it's similar? Let me know how you feel down in the comments, and let me know if you're going to give Orafio a try. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye. And cheers.